do a reload. My foot's in the shot. I don't like that. I'm gonna do a relationship reading. I'm gonna do 3 different readings. I'm gonna try to keep them short and simple, but we're gonna get going. So please help me. All right, this is gonna be pile 1. This is the energy for the overall energy for the first pile. We have the womb. Oh, and we have, oh, the storm. Okay. I want one more card for that overall energy, please. The vision. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to draw 7 tarot cards for this energy. We have the womb, the storm, and the vision. 7 tarot cards that will help pile number 1 in this scenario. 7 cards for pile number 1. Consecutively, please. We've got 10 of Wands in reverse. An instructional card from the deck. So that one doesn't count. But we're going to do, so we said 7, right? Consecutively. I'm getting mixed a little bit more. Got 2 here. We have the World that flipped over. World in reverse. And the Chariot. 2 4 more. Consecutively. I'm going to go right now. Okay. King of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Swords. The Star in reverse. And the Lovers. I'm going to take some oracle decks from my alchemy deck. I hope I'm speaking loud enough. It's like midnight here, so maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, I did not put energy into that. Cards that will help pile 1 in this situation. Pile 1 cards. Pile 1. Okay. Synchronicity. Raven's head. And glass. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna look at this. I'm still fairly new to like the actual tarot things. I'm gonna learn as I go, so why not? So I'm gonna do the 10 of Wands in reverse. We're gonna talk about 10 of Wands in reverse. Extra responsibility is weighing you down. You are trying to do all the things that you are struggling under the weight of it all. Delegate and share the work around. You don't have to do it all by yourself. We've got the World in reverse. World in reverse. There are many open loops right now, and they are draining your energy. Find closure and tie up loose ends. Resolve your inner desire for completion rather than seeking closure with others. So you have many loose ends right now. And this need to delegate all this work that feels overbearing and overburdening to you. You have the Chariot next. Where is the chariot? Yeah, I need to find it because I ain't good at this yet. Okay, let's see. You are a driving force fueled by determination and willpower. You will stop at nothing on your path to success. You will overcome obstacles and find cohesion between opposing forces. Sweet. Got the King of Pentacles in reverse. Reflect on your relationship with money and wealth. You may be putting money before anything else, negatively impacting your relationships and well-being, or you may be mismanaging your finances, leaving them in disarray. Take responsibility for your financial well-being. You have the Ace of Swords, which is very action-oriented. You are experiencing a breakthrough, a new way of thinking. Your mind is stretched by new ideas, and you are excited about putting those ideas into action. Cool. We have the Star in reverse. You lack faith in yourself and the universe. Go within to reconnect with your inner source of inspiration and guidance rather than looking for signs outside of yourself. And then you have the Lovers. Lovers. You have a beautiful soul-honoring connection with another. You successfully integrate dual forces into a unified state. You face a choice of the highest moral grounds. Oh, drat. You face a choice of the highest moral grounds. Damn. Okay, then you have Synchronicity. The Raven's Head, which I know is accepting and embracing new change, or change being projected, like a sense of, like a death card in a way, but it's like ahead. Let's see, I wanna look at that really quick. We've got that. I'm not great at, okay, Roman numerals, okay. Initiation, the ordeal, the work begins. This is a really cool reading, I think. I'm just going to read part of this. Though alchemy is filled with a myriad of open-ended symbols, a raven's head has a precise message. It arrives to mark the beginning of the work. This card indicates something that has occurred, known or unknown, to initiate the spinning of the alchemical wheel. Things are about to change on every level. The raven's work cannot be undone, just as the pill cannot be unswallowed, so something has been initiated here. And you got this glass, which is, you see this image, like everything around this looking glass is kind of out of focus and out of color. You have a sense of direction, a clear sense of direction, and you are focused in on that, almost hyper-focused, right? You're hyper-focused on this new project that you've got in this womb of yours. The womb, your head, your mind, maybe an actual baby for some of you, but it seems like this is a really mental thing. For some of you, this might have to do with maybe a surprise, like, child in the cards that you didn't see coming. Maybe you have initiated this, you know, a child, and maybe a child is on the way and you do know it or you don't know it yet. But when you look at it and you have this decision to make on the highest moral ground with your lover, you see maybe that it's synchronistic. And maybe you want to pursue it, maybe you don't. But maybe seems like it might be a thing for some of you. It might seem really, really overwhelming because you seem to already be overburdened with a lot on your plate. Okay? For others of you, this is a mental thing and you have a project in mind. And you have a choice whether to follow it or not. Maybe you've had a sense of lack or, you know, you want to increase your finances, you want to increase your abundance in your life, and you've been thinking of ways to get there, and you're feeling really, really, really motivated to do it. But you have all these open ends, these ideas. You have like a bunch of ideas or different ways to get started, but they're all open-ended and they're really burdening you down. And it's time to delegate some of those ideas to make it happen. The womb, the storm, and the vision. So it's time to brainstorm ways to delegate these. Take some of these burdens off of your plate, close up some of these loose ends, In this brainstorm, it might be a process, right? Maybe it's time to start. Maybe it won't all come at once because, you know, the womb requires, it's a place where something grows. So you have to keep using this brainstorm to grow in this vision that you have. And it's going to take consistent action and effort. Maybe like a daily thing, or like every, you know, you have to start taking that action based off of that brainstorm. And the opportunities will come. You will see, you will know what the right answers are for you moving forward in this project to create your abundance in your life. You will see it around you. You'll start to see signs. The right things will seem to line up. Thoughts and ideas will come into your head. Something has been initiated. Whether you know it or not, maybe you already know what it is. And you're hyper-focused on it, so let's see, I want additional action card for this. Another action, ooh, okay. That was a lot. So additional action card for this scenario, additional action card. We've got separation. Okay, so maybe to me this is saying you need to find ways to take this larger thing, this larger vision that's inside your head, to break it up into bits and pieces that can be delegated, right? You've got this person carrying this giant pile of wands, and they're just doing it on their own. And you can have one giant pile, or you can have a bunch of individual sticks. So you need to break it up into little bits and pieces to take action. And it's time for you to brainstorm as to how to do that. And that's the reading for pile number 1. I hope the very best for you. Yeah. Cool. I just want to see one more thing. Overall outcome for this. If you break it up into bits and pieces. Oh, the mountain and the desert. The desert indicates something that you've been traveling through. Maybe a desert or drought of thoughts and ideas, ways to move forward in all of this. So you've been trying to get through the desert. You see this hand is reaching up for. Maybe you even you've lacked emotion in your drive for it over time because you've been traveling so long on this idea. But suddenly, through synchronicity, I already put that card back, but through synchronicity, you're going to see a way through to the heart, right? This mountain card has a lot to do with, you know, people try to find their way over the mountain to the top of the mountain, but this card talks about sometimes it's inside the mountain. The way out is not over, it's through, right? It's through it. And you're gonna get to the heart of it. That's what I got for you for now. Good luck. I'm gonna do another one, another reading. This is a pile 2. That was 14 minutes. I'm gonna try to make this one a little shorter. Okay. Pile number 2, pile number 2, pile number 2. Please give me overall energy that will be a reading that will be helpful for pile number 2. We have the Creator. More on this energy for pile number 2. Agape. Ooh. More on this energy for pile number 2. The empty room. Okay. Let's see some tarot cards for this. Tarot cards for the energy for pile number 2. Creator. Agape, which is unconditional love. Love that never dies. Agape, love that just is. And the empty room. Clarify on this energy. Got one card. Clarify on this energy for pile 2. Clarify on this energy. Clarify on this energy for pile 2. Nope. Another one wanted to pop out, so we'll take it. Okay. And some action cards for pile number 2. Action and idea cards. Action and ideas. Action and idea. Action and idea. Okay. Without even looking at this very much, I'm getting this energy of this unconditional love and that you want something to do with, right? Maybe it's a longing for another person. Maybe it's a longing to have another person. Maybe it's a love that you already have, but you're sitting in this empty room. You don't know what to do with it. And maybe it's the sense of being really too connected to this person in a sense that you've lost yourself and there needs to be a separation. In the sense that, not necessarily of leaving that person, right? I don't think that's what this is saying. I think this is saying you're looking for a new beginning with the spring as an action card. Seeking for a new beginning through a sort of separation, through gaining an understanding of codependency, what that is and how it is impacting your relationship. I think that there are a lot of healthy things out there about codependency and what it is, and there are a lot of things out there that I think are not really relevant because we are meant to be really social creatures. We're meant to be, we are literally evolved to rely on one another emotionally and physically, all of those things. And so use your discretion and intuition as to what feels right for you about codependency. But I would look up videos on codependency and see what resonates with you or what doesn't. I'm gonna look at this energy. Oh my gosh. A little bit more. I don't know what's wrong with me. My hip is like busted, yo. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. Against nature, too, as an action card, which is really interesting. So, yes, you have the creator, agape, and the empty room as your overall energy. It's so you want, as a creator, to take this relationship that you have and turn it into something that feels better for both of you, something that you can both create and more freely. Maybe you're sensing a feeling of claustrophobia in a room that already feels sort of empty. It feels like it's maybe the relationship, you love this person unconditionally and you want everything with them, but maybe right now the relationship feels a little stale and dry, like you're not meeting your full potential, and you want both of you to meet your full potential. Or whoever's involved, I don't know, maybe whoever's involved. Okay, so you have this 8 of Swords, which indicates that you do feel bound and tied up. But it also talks about, this card talks about how the solution is around you. There are plenty of solutions, right? She's surrounded with swords. She has these bindings. She's surrounded by swords in this blindfold, but there are swords all around her she could use to cut these right off, right? So to change your, the swords also talk about thoughts, right? You're trapped in your brain, your logic about what might or might not be feasible. but there might be other options, right? Maybe those very things that seem to be preventing you right now are keys to the way out. I don't know why I'm saying that. But whatever. Take it as it resonates. You have this Chariot. You're feeling really, really motivated to go places, new places with this. And the Fool. You're willing to seek out what it is that can help improve this relationship. You've got a flower in your hand. You're feeling optimistic about it because you do have this agape, this sense of love. But you're in this hangman position. You're being put in a timeout right now. It's really come to your attention that things need changing and that you're looking for another perspective. And you're kind of being forced to address that you need a new perspective on things, a new direction, a new way of doing things. And with this King of Pentacles in reverse, this has to do with a lot with like how you look at your finances and how it's affecting your relationships. I think it's that. It's also maybe like overspending, a sense of overspending. Maybe you're trying to fill this empty room with a bunch of material things, maybe the same old things that you've done before. But that's not working, right? So you have this Ace of Swords here. It's telling you it's time to take some action, and maybe you have some ideas brewing. And these ideas have to do with the sense of like needing to have space, do things on your own, try pursuing new hobbies, new friendships outside of the relationship itself, switching things up a bit, creating a sense of separation that allows you both to grow as individuals so that you can grow in your relationship and seek this new beginning. It might be really against your nature to do this. Maybe it's really, really difficult. I know. I've been there. It's really, really hard when you're comfortable with somebody and you have this agape, right? It's really, really hard to break out of these patterns. But you know that it's time and you need it. Your partner needs it. Partners, I don't know. You do you. Whatever works in the scenario, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. I'm going to draw some extra action cards for you. I'm going to draw from this deck, though. What action should pile 2 take? Ooh. Ooh. This card flipped over. It's the Ocean. You've got an eye on the water, maybe above the water. This has to do with emotion, right? Clarify, please. The Sword. The Sword is separating one thing from another. It is time to separate. Oh, okay. But the Sword clarifying your emotion. It's time to get a good grip. Maybe it's helpful to get an idea as to, you know, you and your partner's emotions, how you both, time to get clear about how you both feel about needing to have some space, a sense of separation and individuality. And also, what emotions are yours and what emotions are your partner's? Because a lot of times they can seep in together and you can confuse your own feelings for someone else's and vice versa. And cut through, you know, separate. Once again, you have the separation theme. Separate what's what. It might be hard to have this conversation with your partner because just as you might feel resistance to it, they might also feel resistance to it. Oftentimes can feel like, oh no, you're trying to get away from me, you're trying to leave me. But setting boundaries and growing as an individual only increases this agape, right? It only highlights and brings this out more. It'll benefit you both in the long run. And you might already know that since you seem to be seeking the spring. I'm going to do one more clarifier for the spring card. I'm going to do it also from this deck. Clarify spring. The fault line. Another separation card. Perhaps not doing this is causing fault lines in your foundation, even if your agape is still there, right? It can cause trouble. So it's time for you to create. Get creative. Get into your creative selves. Bring those back to the table. Bring those back to each other so you can both love each other more, love yourselves more, and your relationship grows even more. And that's my reading for you, pile 2. I'm going to do pile 3 now. This is already at 25 minutes. I don't know how long my phone can do this, honestly. Whew. I've got this space heater on. It's making like this cool light effect, so I don't want to turn it off. But I'm not going to do this again in front of the space heater. Not like this long anyway. Crazy. It was so cold when this began. Definitely not now. Alright. Hope that people can hear me. This card just... I don't know if I'm going to take that. If it needs to come back out, I will. Okay. I'm going to do pile 3. Ooh. I've got the warrior. Okay. Pile 3 energy for pile 3. That'll help pile 3. Your reading that will help pile 3. This time. Pile 3 overall energy. Okay. I'm gonna want to clarify on that for sure. I'm gonna draw 5 cards for pile 3, 5 tarot cards. Clarify on this energy. I feel really compelled. Trust it. Just trust it. Action cards for pile 3. Just a few action cards. 3 action cards for pile 3. 2 more. Okay. We have the warrior for your overall energy with apocalypsis and the siren upside down. Okay, we have the sun for your clarifiers, the king of swords, 10 of cups, 7 of cups, 6 of cups, I'm going to clarify on a few of these cards. I'm going to clarify on the siren first. The temptress, the seducer, the femme fatale. It's in reverse. Wickedness, adultery, wreckage, betrayal, insatiability. Look up and clarify your action cards, which are antimony, authenticity, and the peacock's tail. Really shouldn't sit like this. It feels like not this long. What am I, 50? 5 bajillion hundred? I really am sorry to anyone who's 50 because I don't mean anything by that. My hip's jacked and I don't feel like there should be a reason for that right now, but you know. Okay. Full vision, the spectrum, inclusivity. That is the peacock's tail. Interesting with this combination. A sacred image in alchemy. The mesmerizing display of tail feathers opens to mark the alchemist having shifted from a single to multi-perspective. This is a great achievement. The alchemist has opened 1,000 sets of eyes instead of one. They discarded black and white thinking and allowed for a full spectrum of colors, nuances, and solutions to come into the fold. Creative solutions and complex social political polarities can be found in this sacred space. Okay, dimensionality, color. I just want to clarify a little bit more before I talk about all of this on the siren. So clarify, please. The 7 of Pentacles. I just want to read what it says about that again. I have an idea, but I just want to know what it says. You are prepared to put in hard work now and reap the rewards later. You know this is a long-term game and you may not see immediate results. You've done what you can and now it is time to wait patiently for the payoff. I need more, a little bit more. The creator. Clarify on the siren. The 7 of Pentacles. The shaman. Ooh. The shaman, the village, and the healer. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. I'm gonna say it. I'm getting an energy of someone here who might be labeled currently as the siren, might have a big red letter A pinned to them at this time. This person is following their heart. This person is acting as a shaman to a village of people who might have labeled them this way, and ultimately as a healer for them. But this time it might seem really intense because of this warrior and apocalypsis energy. It feels like everything is coming to an end in a way. Your world comes crashing down. I mean, what happens when you upset the village, right? You become the village, whatever, fill in the blank. When really, you're the village shaman. It takes a while sometimes for people to see that. This village could be like your family, your friend group, maybe just your immediate community. And maybe this has to do with an affair. It could, for some of you, have to do with some sort of other sense of betrayal that the village feels from an action you've taken, right? Maybe it's like pursuing a certain career or moving out to a place and people don't want to see you go, or people just seem to feel betrayed by you, but you're following this call of the siren. You are your own siren. You are a shaman, and you are the siren to the rest of the village who want to, follow their own impulses, are being sung to by these things, but And if they would just follow it, right? Sometimes if you would just follow and give in to these temptations, these things that are calling your heart, that are calling you to create, life would be better for everyone, right? You have the sun upright, which is following your happiness. You see your happiness and you're following it. The King of Sword here, the King of Swords, which to me, you know, I'm still learning tarot, but it's a card of action and logic. You've thought this through, right? You're not just taking, it's not an impulse, right? Whereas other people might even see it that way. This is something you've thought a lot about. It's upright. You are in your power, ruling from a place of authority. You use your analytical abilities and intellect to assess the situation at hand and make clear decisions based on what you know to be the truth. Cool. Yes. You're making this decision because you know it's going to lead you to this Ten of Cups. This is joy. Cups are emotion, happiness. It's going to provide you a place to dwell emotionally and perhaps even physically that would give you a sense of fulfillment and give others a sense of fulfillment, right? Ten of Cups also has to do with relationships, those around you. This doesn't just benefit you. You are this shaman for this village. You've got the Seven of Cups in reverse, which is a lot of options that you might not know what to choose from. Maybe this is next, right? Like, what do I do now? I'm gonna see what this book has to say about that. Seven of Cups. In reverse, you are overwhelmed by choice and are unable to move forward. Reduce your options and focus on what is truly important to you. Maybe for some of you, you haven't made this decision yet because you are really worried that this is going to be what happens. It's going to shake up your entire world. And you're not necessarily excited or ready to take that risk. Then you have the Six of Cups in reverse, right? I know what the Six of Cups upright is, but I want to double check with the reverse. So you are clinging to the past but losing touch with the present. Make peace with your past and focus on now, where you can create lasting change. So you are really focused on your future. You're moving forward. A Six of Cups in reverse, and this card are two children, right? One's giving the other one a flower, and it's reverse. So maybe it has to do with a lot with this village, right? Maybe it's people you've grown up with, who's seen you grow up from this childhood thing. It's really, really scary to break this image of what they have of you, idea of what they have of you in their heads. So you're feeling really, really conflicted about that and making this choice. One choice of many you might have, but this one's looking like the best one. The one that's going to upset this village. But you see that you have all these synchronicities around you. And things are lining up. It's kind of like the universe is telling you, you got to make this change. This is what you have to do. This is your path. I don't know, however you choose to believe in that. There's a diamond in the center of these snakes. Snakes are symbols of health a lot of time. They're also symbols of deceit, right? It's funny, the polarity that snakes are, of meaning that snakes have in culture. Lies, deceit, but ultimately, you know, in the story of Adam and Eve, the snake gets Eve to partake of the fruit. The fruit in the center. And she receives the knowledge of good and evil, right? Which is ultimately to her benefit. The whole world is, you know, that's the story of creation. The story of creation. This is crazy. And you're starting to see now what other people don't see in this village, which is that there is a whole entire multi-dimensionality of color. And things are not just black and white. And you can see that. You can see that. says something about a bunch of eyes being open, and you have an eye right here on this card, and it's staring at this rainbow. Ooh, for some of you, maybe this has to do with sexuality and coming to terms and coming out of the closet, maybe. But you're this warrior. There's a rainbow in between its horns and a snake wrapped around. A white snake. White is often associated with purity. I want to associate that one with health. And you've got this gem on the forehead of this skull right here. And the gem in the center of the synchronicity. The knowledge of good and evil, man. And it's time for you to partake of that fruit. Get fruity. You have this antimony as an action card. This talks about, antimony corrodes things and corrodes a lot of things, but it doesn't corrode gold. So you have this energy within you that is going to corrode all the things that aren't in alignment with yourself. Maybe it already is and has, and it's putting you in the state of unhappiness. But it's time for you to, it's also associated with wildness, something that needs to, yes, get to the truth of the matter, get to what it wants, right? You're getting to what you want. You're finding out what that is, and you're going for it. I don't know why this came to my mind, but it looks like those are stars back there. It just looks like, in my head, was like the stars have aligned. You have these synchronicities coming in. You can take this video as another sign if this really resonates with you. So yes, for some of you, this has to do with following love and against odds, against village, against expectation. And by doing this, you might flip this village on its head. It might seem like everything's ending for a period of time. Maybe some things that are not gold, that are not meant to last you, will corrode away. But you are creating a future for yourself and acting as a shaman for others, for that village. And you're healing not only yourself, got the snakes again, you're healing not only yourself, you're healing others around you. This village will see what you're doing, and maybe there's someone in that village that will benefit, and really anyone will, right? If they're willing to really feel and embrace this move you're making. And they're going to have to learn their own ways as to not take it personally and to embrace it in a way that will allow them to grow. And sometimes that takes time, and you have to be prepared for that also. But let's see what is the future looking like for pile 3 with this action. We have agape, which is unconditional love, and the forest. This always reminds me of that term, the forest for the trees. Everything is starting to make sense. It will make sense as you act on it more and more. This decision you might feel unsure of initially and be really scary, especially right before and right after you make this move. But as you move in your truth, in this unconditional love for yourself, for your truth, for what it is that you want, you'll see the forest. It will make sense to you. It will come together. You'll see the forest for the trees. And all those around you, no one can guarantee that others around you will, but something tells me that it will help a lot of others too as well. So it sucks that people still have to be the ones to pioneer, be a warrior in this regard. It feels annoying that you have to be a warrior sometimes, right? Why can't I just be the lover? Why do I have to be the siren, right? But I think you're really gonna love the result. So that's my reading for you, pile number 3, and happy day to you. Y'all should follow me and like and subscribe because I want to do this all the time. I'm gonna do it anyway, but it'd be really cool if I could just like focus in on this. So that's what I'm working towards, and I hope this helps you legitimately. I hope this really helps. So it was a cool reading. Okay, bye.